Welcome to Echoey Beyond, episode 4. I'm Brenda. I'm joined by Kim and Tien. Today's episode takes us far beyond, or at least that's what some people believe. We're diving into alien encounters and UFO sightings across two regions with some very fascinating stories. So, I will get us started by talking about a cultural legend in Central America culture known to many of us as Chupacabras, which translates to goat sucker. It's a name that has sparked fear, fascination, and mystery over decades now. It's a creature blamed for draining livestock of blood. It's been linked to aliens. Also, there's been songs written about it. It's just become a pop culture in the Latin American culture. Today, we're taking a closer look at where the Chupacabras legend came from, what people say it looks like, why it's often connected to aliens, what it means culturally, especially to the Latin American community. The Chupacabras sightings originated in Puerto Rico in 1995. It was the first sighting that was documented. The legend began after reports of goats, sheep being found dead under strange circumstances. According to early accounts, the killings were unusual. There were no signs of struggle, no scattered remains, just puncture wounds found on missing animals, missing blood. The details fear, at the same time, public fascination, allowing the legend to grow rapidly. Media coverage spread quickly, started as a local mystery, soon became a widely known phenomenon through the Latin America and the United States. So I remember when I first started hearing about it, I would hear about it in Primer Impacto. So, Primer Impacto, for those that are not familiar, is a popular news tabloid show on Univision. Eventually, I started hearing about it on the radio, other news channels. Kim, do you ever remember hearing about it? This came about in the 90s.
Yeah, I was probably really young, but I do remember my mom specifically talking about it, how she was afraid because during that time when it became popular in Mexico, she was living down in Mexico and I guess she had like a little goat. She actually sold off the goat because she was so afraid that the chupacabras would come at night, attack the goat in the family.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't realize it had started in Puerto Rico. I thought for some reason that it has started in Mexico. That's when I first started
Yeah, me
hearing
too.
about it. So, yeah, just researching the topic, I thought that was interesting. So, the appearance of the chupacabras has changed over time. Initially, it was portrayed as like this reptilian like alien creature that couldn't stand up straight or actually kind of tall with glowing red eyes, spines running down its back. Now, more recently, it's what I found. It's that people find that it looks more like almost like a coyote or a mangy dog. So it's evolved quite a bit. So the sightings have spread in the US Southwest. So it's also been sighted places like Texas, other areas of the US. So it's not just Puerto Rico, Mexico, but I just find that it's very a commonly known alien type of creature for us in the Latin America culture. The association, so what I found is that the association with aliens is resembled an alien creature that came out in the 1995 sci-fi film called Species. So there's some speculation that that is probably where that appearance, the alien association might have came from, that it might have been an alien pet left behind after a UFO or crash. There's other, other theories about it, but yeah, more recently, it's been rationalized that it looks more like a coyote or a dog that's suffering from severe mange, which is a condition that causes hair loss and thickening of the skin. So, yeah, beyond that, the chupacabra holds deep cultural significance, like I mentioned. So, to what I found that It's become more of a modern cultural symbol, similar to the legends of like the Llorona, which we've talked about before in one of our earlier episodes. So it's almost like a cultural boogeyman, something used to explain the unexplained events, such as finding animals with, that have been sucked dry out of their blood. So, yeah, it spread so much that they've even made movies, stories, art, video games with the Chupacabras being the main character in it. I remember hearing a song about it on the radio before. So, yeah, I don't know. Kimberly, have you ever heard or seen anything with Chupacabra themed in like the movies or music? I know I ask because like I know I've heard the songs in Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge back then. It was like everywhere. I know in Mexico, they would sell piñatas, they would sell stuffed toys of el chupacabras, and I'm pretty sure it was more than one song that was very popular.
Yeah.
And they were hilarious. It wasn't like
Mm.
scary song. It was just people making fun of it. The movies were also very funny.
Tien, have you ever heard of it before us, like even starting the discussions about it? I know it's very popular in my culture. I just don't know how other people view it outside of that.
Yeah, I haven't really heard of chupacabra before. I'll be honest. When you first brought this up, I thought you were going to talk about chupacabra. No, Chewbacca. Sorry, from Star Wars. I was thinking, wait, this is. I was confusing those two. So like when you're talking about the blood sucking, I'm like this doesn't make sense. But no, I haven't heard of it before. So this is really interesting. I find it interesting that like the appearance changed so much from like the 1990s and across the US. Now it looks more like go from like a reptilian alien creature to more like a canine, like a something. So it's so cool to see how like those stories have changed across regions.
Yeah.
The
And
only
go ahead, sorry.
the only thing that doesn't make sense to me, like I understand it looks like a canine, but the whole blood sucking, like you don't see coyotes sucking blood of an animal. Like they would kill it, eat it, but not leave it dry. All the reports that they've seen of the chupacabras, it's been like an animal getting its blood sucked out.
Right. Then it was the odd thing was that I remember seeing it when they reported on it, you can see two punctures,
Yeah.
just two circular punctures on the animal where the blood was drained. So that was very strange. So yeah, I don't know that an animal like a coyote would do such clean
Yes.
withdrawals of blood. Yeah, so there's still sightings from what I was looking into. Like it sounds like the most recent sightings occurred as late as 2023. Yeah, but most of the sightings you will hear about it more widely in the 1990s. Yeah, whether it's viewed as a monster or like alien or misunderstood animal, the chupacabra remains to me one of the most enduring modern legends in our culture, Latin America. So it shapes how, it's interesting how it represents how stories evolve. It shapes culture, the understanding of the unknown, even after decades. So Chupacabra will continue to spark our imagination across the world.
It's a legend.
Yeah, I'll pass it on to Tien now.
Thank you, Brenda, for passing on to me. So this next story is takes place in the Appalachians, which is home to many folklore monsters, including famous ones like Sasquatch, which I'm sure you've all heard about. The one I would like to share today is called the Flatwoods Monster. Now, imagine it's 1952, you're a little kid again, you're just playing with your friends, minding your own business in the schoolyard, when all of a sudden you see a bright red light in the sky and a crash nearby. When your friends approach the crash site, you stand frozen in fear of a giant monster with red eyes. That is what happened on September 12th, 1952, in this little village in Flatwoods, West Virginia. What happened was the May brothers, Ed 13 and Freddie 12, they had been playing in their schoolyard with their 10-year-old friend when they saw a pulsing red light streak across the sky and crash on a nearby farm. Of course, the three ran to grab one of the boys' mom. They ran up the hill to check it out where the light had landed. And a few other boys, too, with the dog showed up. And they ran back down in sheer terror. Afterwards, a local newspaper would report that 7 Braxton County residents on Saturday reported seeing a 10-foot Frankenstein-like monster in the hills above Flatwoods. Even a National Guard member, Gene Lemon, who was leading the group when he saw what happened to be a pair of bright eyes in a tree. He screamed, fell backwards. The news account that he saw a 10-foot monster with a blood-red body and a green face that seemed to glow. According to another high school freshman, John Gibson at the time, he said one of the boys peed his pants that their dog ran with a tail between his legs. The group also said that they smelled a pungent mist. Some later said they felt nauseated. So this monster would come to be known as the Flatwoods Monster. The town now even has a welcome sign saying like home of the green monster. It is described as a 10-foot alien-like entity seen in 1952 with a spade-shaped head, a green body, often associated with a metal dress. But what's interesting is not like your story, Brenda, where like the sightings have been seen like across time, also across regions. This monster hasn't been seen since 1952. So is this real or not? They actually had someone from, it's called like the Committee of Skeptical Inquiry, come to investigate this. So he concluded a few things. He thought that the bright light they saw might have been a meteor. The pulsating red light was most likely maybe an aircraft navigation or a hazard beacon that they just didn't understand at the time. It was 1952. On the night of the sighting, a meteor had been seen across 3 different states, so Maryland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. So it's very possible that that's what the boys saw. Then the eyes that they saw, like the red glowing eyes, he speculated that that might have been from a barn owl perched on a tree, the shadows making it appear like a large humanoid. So when you put that all together, they get that red blood eyes, green colored monster. Although I'm not really sure where the green comes from, but that's what it was described as. Others say that the nausea reported by some of the witnesses could have been seen as a symptom consistent with hysteria over exertion. So I thought that was a really interesting story. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Flatwood Monster before or like heard a similar story.
I don't think I've heard it before. It's just that was when you were talking right now. It's interesting to see that it was only like in that year. Like what happened after that year that people get more smart and they understand?
I don't know, right? So that's what I feel like. It really might have been what they said it was, just an owl. Because sometimes our brain plays tricks on us when we're facing the unknown, right? Like shadows. Like my grandpa, he would see shadows in his room, but it could just be he would think like that's like a ghost, but really it's just the shadows from the lamp.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they got smarter or wiser from it.
Yeah, I never heard of it before. I mean, I could be skeptical, but I guess I would be open to believing if you never know. There's a lot of strange things, that happen.
Yeah, well, if you guys are ever interested, they have a museum there now. They even have like a Flatwoods Monster convention.
It's serious.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, they're serious. So even though there's a lot of skepticism around this monster, it has left a lasting legacy in this small town. So they have the museum. They have, they've really, really embraced this as part of like the town identity. Maybe one day we should make a road trip down there to the Flatwoods convention.
Let's do it. Sure. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I heard it before in a show, but I'm just blanking out right now.
Yeah. Well, there's so many monsters Appalachian story from the Appalachians. I don't remember if Bigfoot is one of them, but definitely watch. But there's so much I'm sure if you're up there in the mountains, the creaking of the trees, all that, the noises, like that would lead to a lot of myth legends there.
Yeah, and all the animals that are up there.
Right, exactly. So I thought this was a really interesting one.
Maybe you think that there could be something in the environment that causes like hallucinations.
But you know
Like,
what? It only caused this hallucination once in this town, so I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe.
What I was thinking is maybe if it was like a meteor, maybe something changed in the earth that caused people to get sick. Because I know when there's like eclipses, people get
Mm.
sick. Like, for example, the one that was really big was like 2 years ago. I felt some sort of symptoms. So maybe
Oh.
that could have happened during that time.
Yeah, maybe. In addition to like the fear that they felt at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's an interesting theory. I didn't think of it that way. We should go investigate. Kim, we're bringing you with because you attract all the ghosts and aliens.
I don't attract the aliens. What are you talking about?
You are more in tune with the ghosts and the aliens.
But not the aliens. I've always wanted to see one. Like an interesting fact about me. I've always wanted to see an alien just to say I've seen one. They're real. People always talk about seeing something. It's like I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, same. We should go to Area 51 as well.
I know. I was recently in New Mexico. I was a little scared.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I will pass this on to Kim for her next story.
Okay. My story is not as interesting as Tian's or Brenda's. It's more about the Popocatepetl, which is the volcano located in central Mexico by the border of Puebla and Morelos. I actually have a fun fact for you girls. So I didn't know this. Maybe Brenda or Tian, maybe you guys knew this, but Hernan Cortes was actually the one who named the volcano the Popocatepetl, which I always thought it was the locals, but no, it was him. It was when he arrived at what is now Paso de Cortes in Mexico. He asked the locals, what is that? They basically responded, I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly, but they said, Inon se Popocatepetl Tecutzin, which translates to, that is the mountain that smokes, sir. So, yeah, that was my fun fact. Brenda, Tian,
Wow.
did you know that that's where the name came from?
No idea. That's
I,
really hard to say.
it literally came from just a sentence like that. I thought it was like, I don't know, like a name from a legend or something like that. It literally translates to a mountain that smokes.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let me continue. For decades, especially since the volcano reawakened in 1994, strange lights have danced around its crater. The volcano's own monitoring cameras, designed to track eruptions, have captured glowing objects slipping in and out of the ash clouds like they're not afraid of the heat. Here's the interesting part. These lights appear more often right before the volcano erupts. I guess in a way it's like a sign for the local people that live around it that if they start seeing more activity, that means the volcano is about to go kaboom. So back in the early 2000s, people would brush it off a lot. Majority of the people would say that it was just shooting stars that were passing by or even debris, except for one man. Brenda, let me know if you've heard of him. His name is Jaime Maussan, which I know in Mexico he was huge. Like when I was growing up, he was everywhere. He was invited to all the local shows. So if people know Otro Rollo, he was very there. He was always talking to, what was the name? Adam Ramones. He would tell all these stories about aliens.
I've seen him before, yeah.
Yeah, so he has actually been studying the Popocatepetl for years. He believes the volcano isn't just a mountain, but a portal. According to Maussan, Popocatepetl intense electromagnetic activity could create what he calls X points, which are magnetic intersections capable of functioning like wormholes, which
That's so
very
cool.
scientific explanation. Yeah. Actually, recently, Mao San released a video captured by webcams de Mexico, which contains objects streaking across the sky and disappearing behind the volcano smoke. So it's not like they're disappearing in front of it, they're actually disappearing behind it, which means that whatever it was inside the ash plume. People say that no drone would be able to do that. Probably no aircraft would dare to go near it. So the question continues to hang that if Popocatepetl is a doorway, who or what is using it? Yeah, that's my story.
I haven't heard of it before, but I think it's pretty cool idea that there would be a wormhole gateway, even though I probably wouldn't go near it in real life. but
Well, it's
the idea of it
huge.
is pretty cool.
Have you seen it? It's like a big volcano. It's not like a tiny little one. It's like, I think it's one of the biggest in Mexico.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, me too. So, sorry, I might have missed it. Why did he think it was a portal?
Oh, he said it has like a magnetic intersection. So there's like a lot of magnetism happening around there that allows these aliens to use that, be able to like travel between the volcano and the Earth.
I mean, I believe that there probably is some truth to that the magnetic field, just because that is this an active volcano? Or
no, it's an active. I think that it was a couple of years ago it actually did erupt and it caused the earthquake in Mexico City.
Yeah, that's so, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, back then people were very skeptical. They didn't really believe him, but now I think it's changing. People are starting to believe that, okay, maybe it is real. Like, it's weird that there's so many objects flying in and out of it all the time.
Yeah. So does it happen more than once, though, or?
It happens very frequently that they capture things coming in and out of it. I'll post the video of the recent webcams de Mexico. You can see a bunch of things like flying by it.
Yeah, I just Googled it. I see a picture from 2024. There's like this glowing triangular looking object hanging over the opening of the volcano. There's there's other pictures. As much as I do like to believe in that sort of stuff, but at the same time, with technology nowadays, it's kind of like you don't know unless you see it with your own eyes.
Yeah, I think we need to take another trip down there.
Yes,
not just to Virginia, but we need to investigate and report back.
I'm looking at these like video cams now. Now you've got me down a rabbit hole, Kim.
I'm sorry.
When I first looked this up, it was like it took me to this tortilla page. Like there's a tortilla store named after this volcano in Chicago.
Tortillas.
I have to go get tortillas, Tian.
What do you know about this volcano?
So, yeah, whether it's El Chupacabras creeping around the countryside, the Flatwoods Monster dropping in back in 1952, or those weird lights slipping in and out of the Popocatepetl, there's definitely something going on out there. Different places, different times, but the same vibe. Things show up, freak everyone out, then disappear like nothing happened. Makes you wonder if these stories are all connected or if the universe just likes keeping us on our toes. Either way, keep your eyes open. You never know what's wandering around after dark.